Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 188 of our BU 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us in some way. This month, the month of July, this segment we are focusing on the contribution area of the life framework. I use a life framework that has 9 categories or 9 areas of our life, and it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And those 7 I've used for at least the last 4 decades. Sometimes I use them very, very well and really align my life with them. Other times I totally skipped certain areas and aspects of my life, which caused a lot of problems. I had a sudden cardiac arrest in 2010 and had to reevaluate how I was living in each of these areas and aspects of my life. And that's when I really clicked into high gear that I need to be paying attention to every area, not just financial, not just relationships, and totally ignoring my mental, physical, and emotional well-being and health. And then last year, in 2021, April, I added 2 more areas. I added communication and confidence because I was getting coaching in an area and I was participating in a coaching program about our core abilities, our core skills, and core strengths, and things that if we strengthen them, they have a positive impact on all the other areas and aspects of our life. So I added communication and confidence, and we'll talk about those over the next 2 months. But this month we're focusing on contribution. We've talked about what does it mean to you, what are our thoughts and beliefs around contribution, what are some of our core values around it. And today what we're going to do is we are going to reflect on and take a personal inventory just to figure out where are we at with respect to the area of contributing. What do we put out into the world? How do we show up? You know, a personal inventory is just thinking about and really consciously thinking about how are we showing up? How are we showing up in the world? So there's different free assessment tools that you can take. Part of a personal inventory is usually a personality assessment, and these came out in, I think, 1927. They started, I'm going to look and see who the scientist was. It was, and I might not have written it down, 1927, the first, oh no, that was the first, interest study, the first interest studies to study and test to take to see what are you interested in, what should you do with your life, what's your purpose, what kind of job would you be great at, etc., based on things that you like, things that you don't like, different aspects of your personality, different experiences you've had, things you're curious about, etc. That was the interest ones that came out in 1927. But personality assessments, I watched a documentary about how these were formed, and they were actually formed by a mom, no scientist, no nothing, but she did a lot of experiments, and then of course other industries and people bought her assessment tool and then tweaked it and changed it, and it's available in many, many different forms today. The DISC analysis, Myers-Briggs was first, then the DISC analysis, and then a whole slew of other things have come out. And one of the things that we want to do, or it's kind of fun and enlightening to do, is to take one or more of these assessments and see how we shake out. Why? Because it helps us learn more about ourselves, as well as it helps us to interact with other people. So part of a personal inventory can and probably should be nowadays with the internet a personality assessment, and one of these personality or interest tests. So one I've taken, Tony Robbins has one, and I didn't look up the name of it, but I've done that one dozens of times. I've done Myers-Briggs at least 6 or 7 times, probably a dozen times in my life, and I always come out the same. And then there's one that's free nowadays called 16personalities.com, and you can go there and take the assessment. You don't have to buy anything, just get your free report, and that's a great place to start if you've never done this before. So 16personalities.com. There's another one from Holland Company, or it's called the Holland Assessment, and that is at openpsychometrics.org/tests/RIASEC. If you want any of these links, hit me up and I will put them in the comments below. Then the Enneagram one is, how do you look at the world? That one is at www.enneagraminstitute.com. And then there's one called the Akijai. I've never taken any of these last 3, but they're all free, and I looked up free ones because we don't want to have to spend a lot of money because that gives us a reason to not do something. So we want to be able to find free assessments for ourselves. And this one is about how everything plays together with respect to different areas and aspects of our life. So I will probably go today and take this Ikegay, I don't even know how to say it, and that's at https://www.slow, I might have written this down, .com/Ikegay, Ikegay, I don't know how to say it. So what are the steps to a personal assessment? What are the 3 steps? Number 1, identify areas that you'd like to work on or improve or change about how you contribute and how you show up in the world. Number 2, take a personality test. Take one of these free assessments and just see where you are. I like to do it every once in a while just to see if I am still the same personality type that I've been since my 20s. And for the most part, I am. I think I just did 16 personalities again about a couple weeks ago, and I actually, for the first time, came up with a J instead of a P. I've always been an ENFP, and for some reason when I took that test, it came up ENFJ, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? So then I read and looked at it, and I thought, okay, well, maybe the answers I gave seemed more judgmental than they did in the past. So today, our action item is to just reflect on what's important to you. Personality types, morals, on your morals with respect and your values, and your interests and your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs, which we've talked about all these things, and your experiences in the area of how you show up in the world, contribution, what you're giving out. And if you're not sure, a lot of times all we have to do is look at our life and say, okay, what results am I getting? What's my life like right now? And up to this point, that is how I have been showing up in the world. It doesn't matter if that's how you want to be showing up in the world or not. It just is what it is. And then we can look at, and we'll do it next week, we're going to use the SOAP framework to maybe change an area or aspect of how you show up in the world. But today we're just going to figure out where we're at, take a personal inventory. Again, it just is what it is. It's not good or bad, positive or negative. It just is the result of all your past experiences. So for an action item today, do this, reflect on it. Just share one thing that you discover that's in your personal inventory that maybe you didn't give yourself credit for before. I create a ton of free content, and I just do it because I feel like it's the right thing to do, but I never really give myself any credit for doing that. So maybe that's one thing that would go on my personal inventory. Hey, you have this huge library of free content that can help people, and they're attracted to it when it's right for them. You just put it out in the world, and that helps to make the world a better place. So give yourself credit for that. So share one thing that you're doing to put value into the world that you maybe didn't give yourself credit for. You're an awesome mom, an awesome partner, an awesome listener. Maybe you smile at people, and just because you enter the room, you make them feel better about themselves, only because you say hi or compliment them, or a wave at the toll booth guy when you're going through. How many people go through with skulls on their face because they're going to work and they're in an ornery mood? Well, if 1,000 people do that in a day that the person's working in that toll booth, what kind of an impact do you think that would have on them? All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow for another contribution topic. It's a fun topic tomorrow. I think they're all fun, or I wouldn't have picked them. All right, have a great day.